I'm going to continue to work on the hair on the back side of the wolf. We'll continue as before. I think I want to work down here now. So I think we have a good enough base. We'll just need to add some hair. So for this area, I'm going to use 276 buff and start to put in some hairs, and let's see how that looks. It's kind of creamy colored here. Now there's a shadow where his head rests on his leg. So let's add some dark there with our 353 cordovan. Just lightly stroke that in. And then I'm going to add some darker darks with the 6B charcoal pencil. Straighten up this line a little bit. Let's continue adding hair with the 299 light gray. As always, make sure that you are going in the direction the fur grows. When we come back and do the foreground, we'll make some darks, more darks up in here, in this area. I add a few sharper hairs here. I'm going to make these a little lighter. I'm going to use 249 gray. It's lighter than the 299. That's nice. Okay. I'm going to darken this area down a little more. I'm going to use 538 3, the Mars Violet. And I'm going to go over that with a little bit of 704-3 because it's not quite as dark as I want it. There are some areas in here that are quite dark, so I'm going to use my 229 black, put those in before I add the hairs. Quite dark. This is the dark gray again. I'm going to use my 299. I want to make the hairs all the same. They go in different directions. I want to vary them, be more natural look. I like to work in layers, working one layer of hair and then adding the next. Let's add some lighter hairs. I'm going to use the 249 light gray. If you want to make it a little lighter and brighter, just push a little bit harder on your pastel. Now switching to 211. We'll just continue working like this. I see that I need to add some black hairs here, so I'm going to use my 229, make it a little darker. I'm going to switch to the 276 buff. These hairs are somewhat shorter. Switching to the 211. Add a few brighter hairs. Going back to the gray, 299. keeping it very sharp. The sharper it is, the finer line I can draw. Important to take your time. Now in this area down in here, I want to add a few more darks. I'm going to use 353. To 99. Switching to 211. I want to add a few white hairs with my white charcoal pencil. I'm trying to decide too where I want to crop my painting. And what I think I'm going to do is cut it off about here so that the entire painting will fit in an 11 by 14 or 12 by 16 frame. So I've got this about as far over with the coat as I want to go. I need to finish this area up here. I think I'm pretty much done down here. We'll want to put some extra strokes in to make sure that we get it all the way over. Add some black. Back to the 211. As you can see, I've turned my wolf. This allows me to, it's easier on my arm to complete the fur over on this side by turning him. I see some other things I want to fix too. Down in here. Add a little more hair there. Gives you a better perspective sometimes to turn your paper. Some of these areas in here are darker. Use my charcoal pencil. This is the a 247.
Use white.
Back to the 299. Making sure, as always, that we go in the direction the fur grows. And there's some black hair mixed in. Now I'm going to finish up some background back here. We'll get back to that later, but we'll take our base gray 7047. Make sure that's covering. And let's add some of the 633.3. And I'm going to use a darker green. I think that's 626.3. I'm going right over the back of the wolf. And a bit of 7043 dark gray. Now I'm going to take the charcoal pencil, the 6B pencil, and draw a few hairs. And use my charcoal pencil, my white charcoal pencil, draw a few white hairs. Sharpen my white 211, very sharp. Draw in some bright white random hairs. Okay, and I think we'll move on.